So I have direct access to my dad, and that's probably one of the reasons why I'm succeeding in my life as a woman. I know a lot of women struggle with having a father figure in their life, but my dad has been in my life since I was a baby. My dad never abandoned me. My dad has always been my caretaker my whole life, right? So now that I'm 32, I talk to my dad, can talk to my dad, can call my dad. My dad calls me. Like, we have a very good relationship. We went through everything together, right? And I understand how I have to set myself aside from other women because other women struggle with having a good relationship with their father. There's not a lot of women I know that like speak highly of their father. Most of the women that I know that have good father figures, like, they're similar to me. Like, their dads make a lot of money. They have like a lot of properties, a lot of assets. Their dad had a good job, or their dad was married, and that's far in between, because there's just the women that struggle with that, and I get it. I understand, like, because I used to have friends, that, struggled with their fathers or whatever. But I'm saying this to say it's important to work on your relationship with yourself, because when you're in a good space with yourself, you can work on your relationship with your father. And your father is one of the most important men in your life, right? Because the way you date and the way you look at men has something directly to do with your father, right? So I told my dad everything, right? So even as recently, I told my dad, my dating status. My parents always want to know, like, who you're dating. My mom always asks me, like, so who are you dating? And I be telling her bits and pieces. But I told my dad recently, like, yeah, remember that guy? I sent you a picture of me and him. Like, yeah, me and him are, in this area of our life. Or I'll be like, yeah, my new boyfriend, yada yada yada, and I'll tell him what's going on, and he'll like listen to me now that I'm older because he trusts me. My dad knows me, right? None of these people on YouTube know me like my dad knows me, right? Let's get that off the table. And none of my, boyfriends really, really, really know me like my dad, because my dad changed my diapers. My dad knows me, right? So it's so interesting because my dad's like, like, just listening. But he and I are like the same person. Like, that's how crazy it is. It's like my dad will do anything for me. He's the type of man that if I'm in distress, I can just come to him and vent to him, and he'll be like, I'll take care of you. Like, he's that type of guy. If you're sick, you can come to his house and he'll take care of you for weeks, for months. He'll bring you soup. He'll bring you, a sandwich. He'll let you lay in the bed and watch TV and just relax. Like, my dad's a good dad, So, like, he's the type that'll pay your rent for a whole 5 years, He's the type that will take your child in and make that child his child. Like, he's a really great dad. Like, he takes care of my mom, right? So, like, my mom takes care of him, vice versa. So, like, we're in a good space right now. Like, I love my dad. My dad was texting me last night. He called me last night because I sent him that video of that car accident that happened in front of me. And he was like, dang, I'm glad you're okay, checking on me, because I had been sick for the last few days. But, saying this to say, my dad's a very successful man. He owns a lot of assets, a lot of properties, and I'm directly in inheritance with him. That's why I was saying I'm a 10 of Pentacles woman, because it's like whoever I date, whoever I marry gets to marry into money, because we're not broke. We got money, but we're the type of people that's like, don't ask us for no money. Like, we're not the type of people that's like, oh yeah, give me a handout and we're gonna give you a handout. No, this is like all earned, all worked for, hard work, got it out the mud, sweat, blood, and tears. Like, this is what we deserve type money, like, this wasn't like no cutting corners type of money, no like we didn't work for it type of money. So it's like when people look at people with money, it's like, oh yeah, they should give me some money. It's like, no, you gotta earn it, you gotta work for it, you gotta go out there and like figure it out, you know. And that's what my parents have taught me, is like, go out there and figure it out. And that's why I went to college. That's why I decided to pursue my degree. That's why I decided to get my education. That's why I decided to work every day, because it's like they instilled the value into me that like it feels better to get it on your own and to get it the right way and like be in alignment with luck and like put your best foot forward. Yeah, I'm sick. And earn it, right? So that's why when I look at females and how they come at me, I look at them from a perspective of like, where is their dad at? Like, what is their dad teaching them? Like, can I see their dad inside of them? Or I look at a man that way too. Like, is a man working hard every day? Does he have like a job? Does he have a business? You know, is he dedicated to that? Like, you know, I think that's a turn on for me. Like with Danny is a turn on because he works 6 days a week. Like, I like that he puts his priorities first. Like, you gotta get up, you gotta go work. And then I like the fact that he gets up at an early time in the morning. Like, that's cool to me. I think that's interesting. Sorry, y'all. I'm like on the 7th day of this cold. And I'm almost like about to cough it out, right? So, but I like how Danny like has structure in his life, and he's been that way for a very long time. Like, since I've known him, he's always worked for a corporation. Like, he's always been into that. He's not really into the entrepreneur lifestyle, but he would be a good entrepreneur because he's very like into fashion and culture. He's the type of guy that likes to buy the nice clothes, likes to drive the nice cars and stuff like that. But he's very good with like like a lot of things that are going on in the culture. So I like that about him. But you know what I like best about him? He's very predictable. I don't think I do well with unpredictable men. Like, I used to date, you know, an unpredictable man, a man that was like an entrepreneur that kind of ran his own business, but I didn't like how he like didn't have structure. Like, it was like always up in the air with him. Like, things could change at any second. Like, you know, like it was so annoying dealing with that type of personality, even though it's like, oh yeah, you have your own business, that's great, but like I'm used to doing things on like a schedule, you know. And with the other guy, it was like he was always like doing things how he wanted to do them, and it was so annoying. Like, I could not. It was very annoying for my type of personality, and I was just like, I don't really like that. But yeah, like Danny's the type of guy I would introduce to my family, you know, respectfully. Like, okay, yeah, you know, we're working on some things in our relationship right now, which is beautiful, you know, but he's like more of a guy that I would want to take to my parents. And I would be like, okay, you know. But yeah, long story short, I have a father and my dad's stacked. Okay, my dad is stacked up. We're good, you know. Like, I don't look towards anybody on this internet stuff or anything. Like, you don't see me leaving comments. Like, if I've ever left a comment, it's more so like on somebody I knew, you know, like knew in real time, real person, like from high school or college or something. But I don't really be leaving like comments on people's stuff. Like, I know them. Like, I don't do that. Like, that's just not me. But I say this to say, big importance on forgiving your own parents. Like, if you've ever been through anything sorry y'all, I'm really sick, but I'm not really sick. Like, I'm sick, but I'm not really sick. Like I feel fine. Like, I'm good. but then I have this cough, but it's almost gone, you know, like I'm not even that sick. It's like it's just a sickness. Like I haven't gotten, by the way, I haven't gotten sick in a very long time, and I'm surprised. But it's because the weather is changing. That's the only reason why I'm sick, because the weather is changing right now, because we're going from summer to I think winter now. So yeah, and I haven't been really wearing a jacket like that, so I'm starting to wear a jacket now, and I have a jacket. I have a lot of jackets, so I'm about to start wearing jackets now. But anyways, long story short, what was I saying? Um, yeah, get right with your family. That's what I was trying to say. Is like this the key to love and success in relationships is being 100% forgiving with your family. That's what I was gonna say. You will experience more love in your life when you forgive. Don't hold grudges. I know people right now that hold grudges, and it's like holding them back from experiencing true love in their life. So see how Spirit was like, still relay this message. So basically, yeah, you have to forgive your parents. I know there's people that hate their family. I know there's people that, because they've hated their family, they hate people outside of their family. And it's just like, just forgive these people. Like, you know, like, play it off. Like, I don't care. Like, play it smooth. You know, and that's what the Spirit wants you to do, is like laugh it off, find the positive in it, find the silver lining in it, you know, find the good in it, you know. That's your work. That's what you have to work on. Like, you have to do your self-love work. And you see person being held back is because they're probably holding on to grudges. They're probably holding on to things that they shouldn't be holding on to. If you see yourself going through like sneezing a lot, means you're releasing a lot of negative, and that you're leveling up in the world. Like, that's good. Even if you go through a sickness even is a sign of like release as well from the body. Like, I noticed that ever since I started getting right with my body, like diet, workout, the more, when I get sick, it's like a release of mucus. Like, I want to get all the mucus out of my body, you know. So that's very important. Like, being aware of those things, very important. But yeah, guys, you guys know I post some of these self-help videos because I'm very knowledgeable and very wise and very smart. And I think a lot of people who watch me need to know these things, because a lot of people are just ignorant and just superficial and just not up to date. So hopefully this helps you guys. I'll continue to post my stuff, but you have to know also that YouTube for me is not like YouTube for you, you know. Like, for me, it's just a fun thing. Like, literally, I'm already set in reality, so it's like YouTube, I don't take it too serious. Like, I don't really care about it too much. Like, I don't put too much on it. And, you know, there's people on here really jealous of me, and that's too bad, because that's not gonna get them nowhere. So that's holding their back. They're holding themselves back. Like, I'm sure that person out there who's jealous of me don't have a good love life. They probably don't have a good family life. They probably don't have a good life. And that's their lesson, is like to learn how to love. So that's my message for today, is like learn from me. You see how my voice is changing even during this sickness? I noticed that. But yeah, I'm going through this cold. My dad cares about me and he's checking on me, and I'm like, dang, I'm super lucky to have family, good family. But I told my boyfriend, like, you're super lucky to have me. You know how many men tell me every day how lucky my boyfriend is? The guys be like, he's a lucky man. I'm like, of course, duh. I don't even say that back to them. I just be thinking that. But so many guys out here. I'll do another video about that. But okay, peace.